Hello guys, why we need a CI/CD in place or a continuous integration and continuous delivery process adoption in your SaaS application, as long as we will explore a little bit on the KPIs needed as a software developer director or DevOps director. Now that I got your attention, I'm Alfonso Valdez, CEO and founder of Clickit, a nearshore DevOps and software development company that helps SaaS enterprises to augment or extend their tech team. So let's start. Point number one, if you have a repeatable process like deploying code to dev, testing, production, entering several commands across different environments just to deploy the code to production, as a rule of thumb in the IT world, you need to automate your process, and that needs a CI/CD, which will allow you to increase your web development productivity up to 10-15% or even more. Point number two, using or leveraging CI/CD principles, well, you can automate your testing, such as unit testing, regression testing, exploratory testing, or even your security testing, which that will bring more practice like DevSecOps, which are paramount in the fintech, healthcare, or in the banking sector. Point number three, another great principle from the DevOps and Lean paradigm, which is rapid feedback. If your development gets feedback more faster, either if you deploy the code in production and more people or your product manager, your team can see those changes more rapid instead of deploying the code, getting a few hours to deploy the code to production and following some processes, well, that will bring you a lot of slowness instead of getting the feedback more faster using a CI/CD tool in this case. Point number four, if you have a complex environment with multiple microservices, APIs, multiple environment servers, well, you need an ecosystem to orchestrate all these servers, these assets. So the only way to do that is using a proper CI/CD tool. Point number five, when working in small batches, it's easier to find errors. Instead of deploying code every weekend, every 2 weeks, waiting for the big bang event, which I have been there and it's a nightmare, it's better to deploy your code more frequently, either daily, hourly, or if it's possible, less than 1 hour, which that it's aligned to a new KPI called deployment frequency, the frequency in this case. Point number six, it helps you reduce errors on production, and that's another KPI called change fail rate KPI. Point number seven, decrease your lead time KPI. So what's the lead time? Well, it's the time that takes when you are developing code from your local dev environment, dev, testing, and production. That cycle needs to be measured or evaluated. It could take you 3, 5, 1, or 2 days, and with a CI/CD process in place, it can be reduced dramatically to less than 1 hour, and that is the lead time KPI, and obviously should be measured by the DevOps director or software development director. Point number 8, the last one, it's easy to recover from failure. If you have a CI/CD in place when you are deploying the code, well, you should have a recovery process to recover from any problem that you might have in production, and that it's another KPI called the mean time to recover, which is the MTTR KPI. So well guys, that were the 8 points why you need a CI/CD in place in your SaaS application or your fintech app. Now, to find out more about how ClickIt helps SaaS enterprises to develop DevOps practice in the cloud, or just curious about hiring a niche or software developer in your same time zone, please check out our website at clickittech.com. Hasta la vista.